All right, all right, all right. Can you see me? Can you see me now? I got it. All right, all right. Can you see me now? Can you see me now? Let me know if you can see me now, if you're in here. There we go. Okay. Technical difficulties. I am so sorry. This is a live stream. We're good to go. My bad. All right. Yeah, I was talking, and Grit, you're hilarious. You said you can blame it on Nate Sudfeld. That's who I was talking about while everything was happening. So I am going to blame it on Nate. But what's going on, everybody? Glad that you are here and you stuck with me. Yeah, it's on it's on Nate Sudfeld. Who's your Gotti? We are just starting. I was talking for about 10 minutes there, but nobody could see me. I don't know what happened. I think I just didn't click on a on a button here. But yeah, trial and error, and we are good to go. We're live. So how y'all doing? Sorry for the technical difficulties. Sorry for being late on my time. I was on time. I could see myself on my screen and said I was live, but nobody else could see it. So I need to check that on my phone next time. But anyways, here we go. Donkey Kong coming in with Super Bowl. Love to see it. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, anything, go ahead and get them rolling. But I got a lot to talk about today, so let's do the damn thing. All right, Lions preseason game. Finally got some football. Finally got to see our Lions play. And as a matter of fact, I shouldn't tell you guys this, but they are showing the replay right now on NFL Network. Um, yeah, 10 minutes of self therapy. I see who's you got. But yeah, so Lions game's on right now, but we won. We played against the Giants. I know it's preseason, but we won 21-16, and it's always great to see your team go out there, play some decent football, pick up the win, even though it doesn't count towards anything. But yeah, good first game of the preseason, 21-16, like I said. We did not have a lot of players play. That's expected. It's the preseason, so not a lot of first teamers played, but a lot of first teamers did play, or who are gonna be first teamers, I think now, and they proved that they got what's going on. That defense especially is looking a lot better. But let's get into it. The guys who were not there, I'll list off as quickly as I can because it is a big list. But Marvin Jones, Cam Sutton, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Emmanuel Mosley, David Montgomery, Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, Hendon Hooker, Craig Reynolds, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Teddy Bridgewater, Jared Goff, Denzel Mims, Trinity Benson, Tracy Walker, Jamar Jefferson, Kirby Joseph, Alex Anzalone, Jerry Jacobs, Charles Harris, Aleem McNeil, Panay Sewell, Graham Glasgow, Taylor Decker, Vitae Jackson, Ragnow Daniels, and Aiden Hutchinson all did not suit up, and just because they're going to get some rest. So yeah, and there's a few in there who are hurt, like Emmanuel Mosley, who we will talk about here in a little bit. But yeah, for who didn't play, I thought we looked pretty good besides the start. Very first play of the game. This is why my stream wasn't working today, because Nate Sudfeld absolutely is horrible. Just goes out there, tries to throw a bomb to JMO, more like a duck. He does kind of get hit at his legs, but still, as an NFL quarterback, you got to be able to throw it out there a little bit further. Just a terrible interception to start the game. I was excited. I was like, okay, we're going to get to see Jahmyr Gibbs. Maybe JMO's going to do something. We eventually saw that, but it was delayed due to Nate Sudfeld's terrible play. But yeah, oh well, But he did get picked off twice, both times trying to throw to JMO, both times forced. Dan Campbell did back Nate Sudfeld, saying he got hit on the first one, and the second one, Jameson should have made more of an effort to maybe not get it picked. I didn't see that, but yeah, Nate Sudfeld, get him off the team. I think out of the three quarterbacks, if we're taking three quarterbacks, I would personally go Goff number one, Teddy Bridgewater two, Adrian Martinez three. I think he just provides a little bit more of a spark there, you know? He's a little bit more elusive. He can use his feet. He's not a vet. He hasn't been in the league as long. Sudfeld probably knows the offense a little bit better. But Martinez was able to go out there and put together a drive and end up scoring the touchdown with his legs. He had a nice little scramble, almost got it in there. They couldn't punch it in with Snell. He goes, drives it in himself, gets the touchdown. Love to see it. Sorry, Nate, but I think you gotta go. I think you gotta go. But all right, let's talk about some positive things that came out of the preseason, and I want to start with that defense. The defense looked pretty legit. They started off 6-0 quick. Not really their fault. They started in a bad position. Sudfeld threw the pick. They went for it on fourth. They didn't convert. So the Giants were kind of already in field goal range, but the defense held them pretty well. They did get a touchdown scored on them. They're probably a little tired there from being out on the field so long. But for the most part, they played their part, and they look completely different from last year. I know that it is preseason, but it looks like, Aaron Glenn's got the boys dialed in a little bit sooner than later, which is good. Like I said, it is the preseason, but some of the guys we were missing last year for a lot of the time, Pascal, Levi, they're making some plays. And Rodrigo out there flying around. It's just we're looking good right now on the defensive side, especially because a lot of the guys who played aren't going to be starters. Now, we did have some starters. Kaminsky making a lot of noise. Love to see that. I think he's going to be a force to reckon with this year. So I'm glad that we picked him up. But, defense did well for the first game. Now, they have a lot more to prove. They're going to go up against the Jaguars this coming week, who probably have a better offense. To me, it is preseason. Not everybody's showing everything, but there's a little bit more promise from the defense this year compared to last year, if you ask me. Especially, woo! Had to hold back a sneeze there. Nate Sudfeld, you're messing me up today. But my allergies are going crazy too. Excuse me, but yeah, defense looking more promising than normal. All right, let's get on to some more positives here. And this is a positive for sure, but more defensive talk. The linebacking battle is going to get very interesting to me. It started with Derek Barnes out there with the green dot. He was calling the plays. He was the captain of the defense. And then Jack Campbell took over that role, but they were out there together for some plays too. Of course, we cannot forget about Alex Anzalone, because he's probably going to be the starter, and our boy Malcolm Rodriguez, who won over our hearts last year. But, according to the linebacking coach Shep, they got 4 starters at linebacker this year. So what's going to happen? Because I thought Barnes did well. I thought Jack Campbell played really well for a rookie in his first game. He's out there making plays, stuffing guys, just showing his grit. If you watched, or I don't know if you follow Baldy on X, it's Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, but he had a nice little segment about Jack Campbell, and you should go and check that out. He's just talking about couldn't wait to put his helmet on somebody, and you can kind of see that. The kid just loves football. He did well in pass coverage on that little running back run there, or not run, but it wasn't much of a route, but he covered it well. Some people argued pass interference, but pretty much free game when you're right there in that area. But I think overall, he did great for his first time, and I think that he is going to be a great pickup for us. I think Brad Holmes is cooking. Once again, some people question the pick at 18. Don't question it. The guy is going to be a beast for us for years to come. And honestly, if I had to say it right now, who is going to start week 1 in that linebacking core, I'd have to go Anzalone, of course. He's going to be the captain of that defense. He's going to be running it out there. And then I think I'm going to go with Jack Campbell starting week 1. Not just because he was a first-round pick. He should be there. He needs to earn it. But I think that he progresses fast. He's a fast learner. and he's a gamer. He goes out there and he wants to hit somebody. He's looking for contact. He loves this. This is his. He was born to do this. So I really see Jack Campbell working his way into a starting role there by week 1, but I see a lot of playing time for Barnes and Rodriguez as well, especially because a few weeks ago when training camp started, there was reports of Jack Campbell lining up as edge with Hutch moving inside for a few packages. So that'll be interesting to see. There'll be 3 of them out there on the field at once out of those 4 linebackers. But, no matter what, this is great because it never hurts to have depth. And at a key position like that, it's great, just like I said. So good for us to have all 4 of those guys. We can utilize them in different ways, maybe rotate them quite a bit so they don't stay tired, stay hungry. I like having this depth this year right there at linebacker. All right. Let's get into some other rookies. I was just talking about Jack Campbell, and I'm going to talk about the Alabama boys. Yeah, that's right. I know we have more than just these guys, but these 2 rookies right here have been balling out for us in training camp and then showed out in the game as well. First one I'm going to talk about, Jahmyr Gibbs. He showed some flashes out there during this game. Didn't really break off anything huge, but he did have a nice catch with a little bit of yards after catch added to it. He wasn't, he was wrapped up right away. If he wasn't, I think he makes a move, gets gone. But then he had a nice little first down run there too, where he breaks a tackle, gets out to the edge, gets the first down. And of course, he had a nice little run up the middle. Didn't show a ton, but definitely shows some promise there. And he didn't play with the first string offensive line. That offensive line, pretty much, I think everybody on the offensive line was a second stringer. So, looking good when everybody comes back with Jahmyr Gibbs there. And I don't know if you saw NFL Network, but Swagoo, or NFL, what is it? NFL Now, I think he was on. But Swagoo said that he sees the Tyreek Hill in Gibbs, which is a crazy comparison. But he already sees him as one of the elite athletes in the league. You love to hear that, especially because he hasn't showed that much. I mean, we've seen the videos from training camp where he burned the linebacker out for that touchdown catch. But in that game, he didn't do a ton. But I think that he's going to this year, especially with a healthy first-string offensive line leading the way. The guy is going to be crazy good. All right, let's I wish we were talking to it, but let's talk about his guy, his college teammate. To me, the steal of the draft, maybe. I'm talking about Brian Branch. This guy is an absolute killer out there. I mean, I don't know if you saw it, but usually when you come into the league, you get welcomed to the league by getting hit or getting run over or something. This guy, Brian Branch, welcomed Cole Beasley to Detroit with a monster hit and said, I'm here. I'm a rookie. This is my time from day one. Steal of the draft, I'm calling it. Proving why he should have been a first-round pick. And, of course, I don't know if you guys are watching the stream but with Peter Schrager, but he had Brad Holmes on, and that play happens when Brad Holmes is watching. And you see Brad Holmes' eyes light up, but then he says, yeah, we've pretty much seen that all camp. So you love to hear that, because if the guy's going out there and this is a regular thing, this is just normal for him, that's going to be a great year. It's going to be great to have him on the team for years to come. I used to love seeing Diggs light people up. I love the big hitters on our team, and I think we got another one. Kirby Joseph laid some hits last year, caused some fumbles. I think Brian Branch is going to be laying the wood, though. This guy's on another level. Some people call him the positionless Brian Branch. We'll see. He does line up on that line. He blitzes. He's all over the place. But, yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about him here in a little bit. I'm going to get over to the comments here very soon. I see you guys going at it. So that's what I'm talking about. Love to see that in the comments. All right. Let's move on. I'm going to talk a little bit about, not too much, but about our other rookie, our early round pick, Sam Laporta out of Iowa. Didn't do much, had a few nice blocks, but I thought that he dropped a few catches that he should have caught. But I trust he'll clean that up because he's been shining at camp this whole time, and that's not really like him. If you've seen him play at Iowa, he's pretty sure-handed. And there's, some of them, One of them was tight coverage, but I just thought he should have pulled it in there. All right, some of the guys who shined during the game. I'll get through this and then I'll get to your questions. But Chase Cota had a nice night, getting 4 catches for 60 yards. Really showed out that game. James Mitchell had a few nice plays at tight end. The Okwara brothers coming up huge. Julian Okwara with 3 sacks and his older brother Romeo with 1. You love to see it. Of course, I talked about the Kaminsky earlier having a big game. And, the defense just, like I said, looked much better. Adrian Martinez had a nice drive. And, yeah, Sudfeld sucks. That's pretty much what I got out of that. But let's talk about the play of the game real quick before I move on from the game. Maurice Alexander. Woo! Cheers to Maurice Alexander. That guy put on 2 amazing spin moves, got outside, scored a 95-yard touchdown, punt return, and it really flipped the game and the momentum on our side. And you love to see this from a guy who's battling for a spot at camp, who, might not, he's on the bubble, and then he goes out there and does something like this. And this is especially good because with Justin Jackson retiring, we need a return guy now. Alexander stepped up. I know Khalif Raymond can do it too, but really good to see Maurice Alexander go out there and have that return for himself. Hopefully it pans out for him and he can continue to do well on kick returns, punt returns, and be our return guy for us. Alrighty, right after that, one more thing I'm going to talk about the game. They went for 2 points. Nate Sudfeld, this was a nice pass by Nate, okay? But he put it right in there for J-Mo. J-Mo makes a nice one-handed catch, gets the 2-point conversion. It's 2-point conversion. He's hyped. I'm hyped. Good for J-Mo getting that right there. I think that was a confidence booster. He did have a drop. That probably would have been a touchdown or at least a huge gain. That was a good pass by Nate too. Went right off the fingertips, but you know what? It happens. It's preseason. As long as it doesn't happen in the regular season, I'm okay with it. Let's bring up some stats from the game real quick too. And these are PFF grades. And we're going to talk a little bit more about Jack Campbell here. But these are the top 3 grades on offense and defense for the Lions during the game. Chase Cota coming in at number 1 on offense, followed by Adrian Martinez and Connor Glavin. Defense, Jack Campbell with a 90.3 PFF grade. Levi right behind him, which is awesome to see. And then John Kaminsky. Jack Campbell, actually, that 90.3 rating right there is the highest among all rookies in the NFL. So good on you, Jack Campbell. Just another reason why I think he's going to be a beast here, already getting good PFF grades. Some people don't look at that, but it does show that he's out there doing some work. So, hell yeah, love to see it. Love to see it. And I threw in a little hell yeah because Jack Campbell, I don't know if you've listened to him talk, he sounds like Stone Cold Steve Austin. So that's hilarious to me. That's just a little funny note there. But all right, here we go. We are back to practice. Before I get to practice, I'm going to address you guys. You guys have been over here in the comments, and I got to get to you. All right, we're going all the way back. Donkey Kong, undefeated season. I would love that. I would really love that. Branch with the tackle of the day for the Lions. You are right, Robin's Nest. I love Brian Branch. I think, playing with that chip on the shoulder, I'm glad that he dropped to us in the second. I know we traded up to get him. I'm glad that he dropped because I didn't think he was going to drop that far. And it's working out in our favor, having him being that angry, going out there and just making plays. I think we're going to see that all year long. Braylon, what's up? Great. I spent most of that game in a tornado. Yeah, there was tornado warnings going on and stuff. Yeah, man. I'm glad to see you're here with us and everything is good to go. I think the tornado warning was going off inside Ford Field when J-Mo caught that 2-point conversion. So, only fitting. But glad to see that you're okay. All right. Yes, Bridgewater jersey, number 50. Come on, Teddy. Hey, it's just preseason. I'm pretty sure that he is waiting for another number to open up or to see who makes the 53-man roster. He's not going to have that number come regular season. Before, when guys couldn't hold down single-digit numbers on offense and whatnot. We had some guys doing that in the preseason, but then they had to switch it up in the regular season. So, yeah, don't expect 50 to be there all year round on Teddy Bridgewater. I thought that was pretty hilarious, though. But all right, I'm so very sad Mo was let go. Sure, he will create a positive impact, whoever chooses him. I'm thinking Mo is a superstar. Yeah, I was pretty sad about that, too. I think that he'll be fine, though. We'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting there now, that third running back position. But, we will see. We will see. Who is worse, Sudfeld or Lance? Oof. It might have been Trey Lance. Did you see his touchdown? I mean, I know Sudfeld didn't throw a touchdown, but his was pretty bad. I mean, it was a gift to the Raiders D-back, and then he gifted their tight end with a touchdown by not being able to catch the ball and went right into his hands. But it was a terrible pass. Yeah, I think that they're going to have to stick with Brock Purdy over there for sure. They wanted Trey Lance. They spent a lot of picks on him over there, but yeah, I would go with Sudfeld. I don't know. Trey Lance has a little bit more leg ability, so who knows there. They're going to have to play against each other for me to be able to analyze that one correctly. All right, more into the comments. Oh, yeah, we're talking about Sudfeld. Overlooked a wide open JMO for an easy TD2. Yeah, definitely. Defense was awesome. Grit, love to see you making some noise in the comments. Giants dinked and dunked for the most part, Braylon says. Yeah, but there was things that we could not stop last year with our first string defense that we were able to go out there and stop this year. Mainly one of them being the run up the middle, which is great. Love to see that. So, I think we're going to see a little bit more what we're made of this week. Obviously we're going to see what we're really made of against the Chiefs week 1 when we're going up against Patty Mahomes. But, yeah, it's preseason. Got to take the victories where they are though, so, it is what it is. Depth and interesting comment or concept in the D. Yeah, you're right. And I was I was listening to, I think it was Stephen A. Smith earlier today, and he was talking about the Lions and saying that he still has them winning the North and that they went from one of the worst god-awful defenses in the NFL to having one of the best depth defenses right now, at least in the NFC North. So it's great to just flip from one year to the next. And I hope that we can turn that into a ton of wins, a playoff win, couple of them, and a Super Bowl win, baby. Yeah, I said it. Let's go. All right. I could see Alex stepping back if he's getting outplayed. He's a leader, and we're talking about, Grit's talking about right here, having maybe Jack Campbell or Derek Barnes coming up, stepping up, being the leader, the middle linebacker, or the guy with the green dot. And I can definitely see that too. I think, Alex got his contract. He's happy to be here. As long as he's out there playing and making an impact, I can definitely see him stepping back. And I see Jack Campbell taking that role. If not this year, I think next year he's definitely stepping in as the captain of that defense. Captain Jack will be back. He's already here, but I'm saying he's going to be the captain again. Just like he was at Iowa. I agree with you, though, there. I think that Alex wouldn't have any problem stepping back there because he's a team player. He's a leader. He just wants to win. And as long as he's out there making a difference, that's all that matters. All right, D777 Mac. With with picking up Teddy Bridgewater, we have now a 1-2 touchdown punch. Teddy being the second punch with the run pass option touchdown. I never really thought about that, and you are completely right. We can throw him out there in different packages and really confuse the defense. They might think he's going to run, so they back up, and we got an easy touchdown with a pass. They're going to be confused. So that's a good point there. I would like to see that used every once in a while. I do think Goff is, he's our number one. He's going to be the guy out there most of the time, but Teddy does bring value in that aspect as well. So great point there. All right, Grit. I'm not judging the RBs with our top 6 O linemen out. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about with, Jahmyr Gibbs. And he still showed that he can get through small areas. He was making some nifty moves. I think he's going to be just fine. Our top 6 offensive line, our offensive line is supposed to be top 5 this year in the league. I trust that it is going to be. We got to stay healthy. But Jahmyr Gibbs, all the running backs are going to have a heyday out there with that line. It's just how I'm feeling. All right. D77 Max out of here. Sorry. I was saying what's up to them. I'll try to get to your comments as they're coming in from here on out. I just wanted to get through the game. Like I said, I have a lot to talk about, but glad to see the comments are rolling in. Love to see it. Grit once again. Brad fleeced a division rival for Branch. It will burn in Green Bay for a long time, and that is the best part about this all, is that, yeah, they could have had him, and he would have been really bad to go up against twice a year, but now he's on our side. I hope he goes into Green Bay and just he's a nightmare for him year after year. With Rodgers out, you know, I like playing against Rodgers, especially these last few years, and having Kirby Joseph being his dad. Well, he would have had a stepdad or I don't know what would have happened, a grandfather, a big brother. I don't know what would have happened, but Brian Branch would have owned Rodgers as well. But Rodgers gone, so enough about that guy. Don't care about him, you know. All right, what's up, Jay Cruisin? Isaac Patrick, what do you think of the Detroit Lions record this year? I think 10-7 or 11-5. I'm right there with you. I actually think, you know, I've been looking at the schedule. I keep contemplating certain games, you know, which way is this one going to go? It could go either way. But I'm drinking the Kool-Aid right now, you know. There's a lot of blue Kool-Aid in here. Honolulu blue, to be exact. And I have them at 11-12 wins. That's where I'm at. But I'm right there. I wouldn't be disappointed with 5. As long as we take the North and get into the playoffs with a playoff win. It is the NFL. It's tough. It's tough to win even one game. So to get 11-12, you know, it's a big test. You know, it would be a huge accomplishment for this team, but I think they can get it done this year. I think we got the team to get it done. I think we got the coaches to get it done. They really believe. The hype train's around them, but just like Dan Campbell said, it's wind beneath our wings. It's wind beneath his wings, you know, and you just got to carry this momentum and use it to your favor, especially when you got the home field advantage, sold out home season tickets, and you know, you got to use that to your advantage. You can't be scared of it. You got to be like, yeah, we are this. This is what we're going to be. This is who we are. We're getting the hype for a reason. It's not hype. It's real. That's what I want him to go do. Okay. Grit, no injuries or damage. Just a lot of connection issues. Missed some great plays. Yeah, definitely there. I mean, Ibrahim, I think, was banged up there at the end. He didn't come back in after he was kind of limping off the field. Hutch was not at practice on Monday. Apparently hurt his ankle, which is a little concerning, but I don't think that it's anything serious. They're just taking precaution. I don't think that happened in the game either. I'm not sure where it happened. Be careful, Hutch. We need you, bud. All right. Braylon Dennis says, Chiefs wide receiver room and defense really doesn't scare me at all. Me neither. But Patrick Mahomes has proved year after year that he doesn't really need a true number one receiver. Well, not year after year. He had Tyreek Hill. Never mind. But he proved last year he didn't need a true number one. I mean, he's got Travis Kelce, who is scary enough on his own, and Mahomes just makes magic happen. But the defense, you're right. I think we can hang with them. And I think we're winning this game. I'm calling it right now. It's going to be a shock to the world. But to us, I think we're expecting this. And we got to keep expecting this. Just like the players, you got to expect to win. But I think we're taking this game against the Chiefs. And that's a good point. Their defense doesn't scare me against our offense. I think we put up big numbers. But it's going to have to be our defense stopping Mahomes and the Chiefs offense that's going to win the game. And I think it's going to happen. I think we're going to get enough stops and we're going to score enough points on that first night that we will come away with that victory in Kansas City, baby. Woo! All right. Okay, I'm feeling like a wrestler today for some reason. Okay. Branch is the answer to running QBs. You're right. You're right. So maybe he is Mahomes' kryptonite. That would be, and I think he does make a huge difference in this game. When I say that the defense is going to make some stops, enough stops for us to win, maybe they shut him down. Who knows? I don't see us completely shutting him down. But I think Branch is going to be a huge play in that. And I'm I want to talk a little bit right now about some news that I heard coming out of training camp practice that was happening yesterday. They kind of switched some personnel around. And this from Jeremy Reisman of Pride of Detroit. But he said that now Brian Branch is the full-time nickel corner out there, not coming out. CJ Gardner-Johnson is moving as the full-time safety next to Kirby Joseph. So that means Tracy Walker's out. Tracy Walker is second string, or he'll be coming in for certain packages. It's great depth there. You know, we got some playmakers. I love Tracy Walker, but you got to put your best guys out there. Tracy Walker is a great player. Maybe he finds a role doing something else. You know, they kind of made up some positions for guys last year like Will Harris, and that's another thing. We'll get into that, but yeah. So that's kind of interesting. You know, Brian Branch, I saw it coming. He earned his way as a starter. He's going to be out there all the time. And CJ Gardner-Johnson not going to be playing nickel as much anymore. Going to be that full-time safety next to Kirby Joseph. Sounding like a deadly D-back room there. Bunch of picks, bunch of big hits. Can't wait to see it. Yeah, let's go. All right. Here we go. Any starters playing next game? John Peterson wants to know. I want to know that too. I don't think we're going to know quite yet, maybe until towards the end of the week. I would expect quite a few of them to play. Not Hutch, just because he's got his injury that he's dealing with. That's minor, but just be precautionary. We don't really need to play him till week 1. We know what he's about. But we had some starters playing last game. You're going to see more of the rookies. Branch, I expect to start. Well, right there, I just said that he's going to be the nickel. Kaminsky started last game. I bet we get some more of our linemen work in there. We'll probably see Glasgow and Vaitai battling it out. I would love to see Goff in there for at least a series. You know, just get him going. And yeah, I would hope that they put in a good amount of starters. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. They usually play all the starters at least for a couple series for one game, or sometimes they let them go a full half. So it's either going to be this game or it's going to be the last game. I would personally hope that they do it this game. It's at Ford Field, and that, you know, it's since they had, so then they would have another week to kind of rest the starters going into the regular season. They don't risk getting banged up in that last preseason game, but at the same time, you kind of want some momentum rolling going into week 1 as well. So not sure 100% on there, John, but I will be sure to let you know when I know. You know I will. Okay. Great. Alliance home playoff game will break the crowd noise record. Yes, it will. And apparently, this is crazy. At Ford Field this past Friday, the Giants had to go into a silent count because the fans were so loud at a preseason game. They might shatter the roof there during the regular season. During a playoff game? Definitely. A playoff win? Definitely. Watch out, City of Detroit. If the Lions win a playoff game, try to hold it together, all right? We got to win the Super Bowl before any damage is done. But let's not do that. Even if we win, let's just celebrate. Go out and party. Super Bowl's coming. I can feel it. I don't know about this year. I hope this year, but it's coming. Can't wait. All righty. I was talking about great. I feel like I always touch on something that you're talking something else about, but it's funny. I like to do this. All right. Braylon Dennis, that's true. Okay. Grit, I had a feeling TW would be the odd man out. Yeah, me too, unfortunately. Coming off of that injury. And, you know, CJ Gardner-Johnson he's a top talent in the league. We just drafted, who I've been talking about a lot, the steal of the draft, a guy who I believe will become an all-pro in this league, Brian Branch. And Kirby Joseph, the same. Kirby Joseph, you can't sleep on this guy. This guy had a pretty good rookie campaign last year, and I thought he should have been a Pro Bowler. He had the numbers for it. Kind of got overlooked for some reason, but Kirby Joseph is going to come out there, and he's playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of swag. People say that, you know, he's just ready to go this year, and you love to hear that, especially from the D-back room out there, because that was such a bad room last year. Okudah was our number 1, and he is gone. Sorry, you know, Okudah is hurt now. Much love to Okudah, but But yeah. All right. Let's get into the practice. We do have joint practice with the Jags once again this week, and it starts tomorrow and ends Thursday with a walkthrough on Friday, and then, of course, the game on Saturday, which the NFL just did announce will be televised nationally on the NFL Network. The game is at 1 p.m. Detroit time. So, yeah, be sure you tune in to that because you can watch it if you have the NFL Network. So that's awesome to hear. But yeah, we are back at practice, and some guys are out, and we're going to take a look at that. These are the guys who did not practice this week so far, or at least yesterday. I don't have the practice report from today. I'm doing my episode right now. They probably released it already. So if you got it, you can let me know. But Mo Ibrahim, lower body. Aiden Hutchinson, of course, we talked about that. The ankle, rest that up. I heard it's not anything major, but that, it's a slight concern. Cam Sutton got a bug, and so does Brady Breeze. But that's also, I'm glad this is getting out of the way early because we kind of have that every single year, it seems like. Well, since Dan Campbell's been there, there's always a bug that goes around in the locker room and gets everybody sick. But yeah, Cam Sutton, Brady Breeze battling with that. These are guys who missed, but we're working with the training staff. Jamar Jefferson, Maurice Alexander, who had the big touchdown return. The best play of the game to me in the preseason game. Trinity Benson, and then Denzel Mims. Craig Reynolds was out there doing individual drills, but, Denzel Mims needs to get out there. He's kind of been battling with that, and I know he's fighting for a spot. Maurice Alexander is on that list as well, but with his return, he might beat him out for that. I don't know why I'm pulling up the PFF there again. But, yeah, so we'll see what happens. Braylon going to the Jags preseason game. Love to see it. That's what I'm talking about. Is anybody going to any regular season games this year? Does anybody have any season tickets in this room? Let me know. But, yeah, that's awesome. It's always great to get to Ford Field and whatnot. And let me know how it is. Come back on Tuesday. Share your thoughts. I will be back here next week to cover that game and, of course, everything else that has happened in the meantime. But yeah, good for you, Braylon. That'll be a good time. Always good to go see the Lions. But okay, some moves that we made as of recent. The Lions just released wide receiver Trey Quinn. He was out there playing a little bit in the preseason game. So he's gone, and we signed wide receiver Avery Davis and center Alex Mollett, who was a XFL standout. Of course, our backup center got hurt in the preseason game, which isn't good. But I think our backup center is actually Graham Glasgow when he's going to play. But hopefully Ragnow stays the whole season. He's back at practice, so that right guard position battle heated back up between Vaitai and Glasgow. Interested to see how that plays out. I know that they're rotating reps between the first team and second team. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, let's talk about a guy who's been injured, who we picked up to bring back. We got some new news on him, not to bring back, but to come back from injury from the San Francisco 49ers, who is a good corner when he's healthy, but I'm talking about Emmanuel Moseley. Dan Campbell said that, there's updates and it wasn't promising. He said he's on track, but it'll be a while before he comes back. So, hopefully a while to them is just a couple weeks in the season, but it sounds more like it's going to be 4 to 5 weeks, which, if he can get fully healthy and he can play to his top level, once we get to that 4th or 5th week that he comes back, our D-back room gets even stronger. Right now, they got Cam Sutton when he's not sick and Jerry Jacobs at the starting corner position. Today, without Cam Sutton there, it was Will Harris in place. So we could really use Emmanuel Moseley back just to add some more depth there. I like Jerry Jacobs. I like Cam Sutton. I'm not the biggest Will Harris fan, just at what he did for safety during all those Patricia era years. And but I think he did better last year when they kind of used him as a hybrid and put him out there, created a position for him. I think Dan and Aaron Glenn got the best out of him, and I think that they're good at that and I don't think Will Harris is as much of a liability as he used to be. But all right, Teddy B. Teddy B is back in an NFL locker room, practicing on a field, and that's ours. And he's wearing number 50. We talked about that earlier. Just crazy. Can't believe he went with number 50. But like I said, it's only going to be for the preseason. He's going to wait for a few people to open up their jersey number because they're going to get cut. And we'll see. He's going to pick a new number by start of the season. But yeah, he's back out there, and it sounds like it is one of the best moves that we could have possibly made. Not only because he's a much better backup than Nate Sudfeld, but because he's also such a locker room guy that he could be the biggest difference maker in that locker room as a backup quarterback is what it sounded like. He's coming in. I don't know if you saw his press conference, but it was great. He's just here. He said he's here to mentor guys, and he just wants to make the younger guys better. And in New Orleans, he was known for doing that. There's a ton of guys. That's what Teddy Bridgewater is known for around the league, is just being a great teammate, a great mentor, really getting the best out of your wide receivers and younger quarterbacks. And I think that he could do great things for not only Hendon Hooker, but it sounds like he really wants to get the best out of J-Mo, and he's challenging him to be the best. He was seen working with Jameson Williams, also Drummond, Avery Davis, and running back Zigbo after practice. Adrian Martinez was out there working with him too, but he specifically was singling out J-Mo and wants to get the best out of him, which I think is awesome. I think this might be the best thing to happen for Jameson Williams. And so you love to see a vet like that come in and really know his role. He, not like The Rock, know your role and shut your mouth, not like that, but he knows what he's here for, and he's not running away from it. He's not going up there and saying, I'm going to come and take the number one QB position. I deserve it. I'm a veteran. I'm proven. No, he's like, I'm coming in here to mentor guys, be the best backup quarterback that I can be. And he's trying to sharpen up his skills at the same time. So I really love this signing, not just because of how bad Nate Sudfeld is, but because of how much value Teddy Bridgewater is going to bring to that locker room. And yeah, good move on the Lions right there. All right, let's talk a little bit more about J-Mo. Not too much. It's kind of funny. But, Teddy Bridgewater, practicing with him. But Jameson Williams was in a presser yesterday talking up Maurice Alexander. And then over in the corner, he gets a surprise. Amon-Ra St. Brown crashes the press conference and asks Jameson Williams, what's it like to play with Amon-Ra St. Brown? J-Mo cracks up. And then he has a ton of nice words to say about St. Brown after he already talked up his other teammate, Maurice Alexander. And, he also said during this presser, I'll say this real quick, but he was asked if he's feeling the pressure from the media and the fans and whatnot. It's because he's such a high draft pick. He was picked number 12, I believe, in the year before, and he has a lot of expectations. And he said, quote, nah, no pressure. I was made for this, or something like that. I was born for this. I was made for this. One of them. I was born for this. That's what he said. I love it because he was, and he's not letting all that outside noise get to him. And I honestly don't know where the criticism comes from. If you saw this presser, the kid he looks like he's enjoying his life. He looks like a great kid. He looks like a good kid. He's smiling the whole time. He's talking positive about his teammates the whole time. You can tell that he loves to be out there with his teammates, and he just loves this game. He wants to get better every day. He said that. And we got to remember that he's essentially a rookie when it comes to training camp and preseason. He didn't have this last year. He was injured. He came in late. He didn't have a lot of work with the team. So this is it's not like he's not a rookie, technically. But this is his rookie training camp and preseason, if you want to be technical about it, because this is his first one. So, cut the kid some slack. He's a good kid. You can tell it. I don't know why people hate on him. It's maybe because he doesn't fit the stigma that they thought that he should, or he doesn't. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But guess what? You're not his coach. You're not his father. You're not his brother. You don't own J-Mo. J-Mo's going to do what he wants, and it looks like he's doing good things besides, that betting scandal, but he's owned up to it. He's a good kid. It looks like he's going to be positive for this offense moving forward if he can sharpen up some of those skills, and I think that he will. So, yeah, once again, lay off J-Mo. He's going to be good for us. If you're a real fan, you will root for Jameson Williams to be successful in Detroit. How many times do I got to say it? All right, I'm done. Is Teddy the oldest player on the roster? You know what? I need to check that, but he is 30 years old. I know that. That wouldn't shock me. That would be insane. I'm going to try and look this up real quick while we're here. But yeah, and we do have a young roster, which is saying a lot. So if he is the oldest player on the team, that is awesome. I would love for that. Let me type this in real quick. And let's see if it does. But yeah, I'm going to the team roster here. We're scrolling. You caught me off guard here. Teddy Bridgewater so far is the oldest. Okay, Marvin Jones Jr. I should have known. Marvin Jones Jr. is 33, but Teddy with a close second at 30. Those are the two oldest guys on the roster, though. Everybody else is under 30. Well, Vitai's 30 years old. So those three, two of them are 30, one's 33. Everybody else under the age of 30. Nate Sudfeld's 29. Get him out there. We need to get our average down for the youth. but yeah, that was fun to look up right there. Good question there. He is not the oldest though, but he is tied for second with Vaitai at the age of 30. Marvin Jones Jr., age 33, is the oldest. All right. If you guys don't have any more questions for me, or if you do, let them be known right now, because I don't have anything else that I'm going to talk about today. So one more time, I will give you a chance to ask me a few more questions if you got them. Otherwise, I'm going to be out of here. It was great to have you guys all participating in the chat today. This is what I like. Come back next week if you can. I'm here every single Tuesday, especially now that the season's starting to roll. Well, preseason, but we're almost there to the regular season. But yeah, we got a question coming in from Dennis. I forgot about Marvin Jones Jr. He is older, ain't he? Yeah, 33 years old. 33. He's the oldest on the Lions, but he brings in a lot of wisdom. So I'm glad that he's there. But yeah, cheers, everybody. My name is Nick Harkson. If you want, stay up to date with me. Go over to Twitter or X, whatever that is. That's my handle right there at the bottom, at nharkson24. Go give me a follow. I'm posting stuff all the time over there. But no, Braylon, I will not be at the Jags game, unfortunately. But I will let you know which games I go to if I can get any, because the season tickets are already gone. But yeah, and maybe we can all watch a game together. That would be dope. But all right, Braylon, come back next week, though. Come back next Tuesday, 5 p.m., and let me know how it was in person. I would love to get your perspective from being there in the game. Or not in the game. Braylon, get in the game! But no, but at the game. But yeah, would love to just hear your perspective. And I will not see you guys until that game has been played. So let's get another preseason win. I love to see it happen, even though it's preseason. But let's go Lions. And for Braylon's sake, go out there and ball out for him. Start some starters. He wants to see something. All right, you guys. My name is Nick Harkson over here on Touchdown Detroit Lions with Syndicate Sports Detroit. Until next time, everybody, peace.